morning, I get to work at about 2 p.m. and I reach home at 11 p.m. 5 days a week. This is a fact. I'm 50 years old. Am I headed to burnout?
See, I'll first like to address that question also, besides yours. See, Mr. Narayan Murthy, we have to understand, is a self-made man, and he became an entrepreneur. Now, when you are an entrepreneur, the level of passion and the drive can take you to extremes. Because as an entrepreneur, you need to ensure that your resources, including time, has to be managed exceptionally well. And that is where I think if the suggestion of Mr. Murthy would have been to the promoters, to the management of the organizations, to the startup promoters, it would have made a lot of sense to me, but they themselves are more motivated.
Right.
But telling this primarily to people who are in the middle management and lower management might be a little too harsh for a simple reason. Today, even for the HR, if you look at it, when the offer letter is given to the people, the HR has to, in fact, run after those guys, those candidates, to ensure that these people actually join. Because during Mr. Murthy's time, a job was a necessity. Today, with as many options as people have in today's corporate world, if you are especially competent, a job has become a luxury. You have a lot of choices with you. So I think that is where we need to understand that 70 hours a week. And one more thing, in fact, the other day I was looking on LinkedIn, and someone shared a WhatsApp message saying to the boss that I would be coming tomorrow at 11:30 because I am leaving today at 8:30 p.m. So this person is not asking is not asking to the boss, but informing the boss that I would come at 11:30. There was another incident very recently where a person, a new candidate, on the first day of joining, he resigns on day one because he is asked to stay back for a little longer. Now he says, because we are dealing with Generation Z, so his take was, A, my consent was not taken. Secondly, if I'm not being paid overtime, why should I be staying back? So saying this, working 70 hours, even if people start working 70 hours, the question is, are they going to stay in that organization? Because toxicity is also going to come in by default, especially when you, like you rightly said, like in Europe, they are working for 35 hours in a week. And if in India we are working for double the time in a week, you can imagine the kind of trauma the people would think of. That is one part. The second part I also wanted to say was that multitasking has become the key today for any organization. Now, organization would like to have people who can do A, B, C, and D work. They would say, we will give you a salary of 1.5 times, but we will want to take out work for 2 times. But just giving this entire thing a little more stroke, I don't know whether you are aware of it or not, it's come today only. Elon Musk, he says he's looking for people who are willing to work for 80 hours for Department of Government Efficiency in US. So forget 70 hours. Elon Musk is looking for people who are ready to work in US for 80 hours. But this is all about passion. The question is there's a general say, as per the Pareto's principle, 80% of the organization is run by 20% people, and 20% of the organization is run by 80% of the people. So if we are talking about those 20% people who are running the 80% of the organization, it makes sense in the sense, yes, they are.
So that doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. Hang on a second, Doctor. Let me bring in my other panelists also. B.S. Murthy, one of the points that Mr. Murthy said is, despite the backlash that he's faced,